Taurus, welcome to your weekly Sidereal forecast for June 29th through July 5th. My name is Athen. So let's go ahead and look at the chart this week. We've got a full moon in your 8th house here on Wednesday, which is always an awareness time period, also a culmination of some new beginnings relating to the deeper aspects of life. The 8th house, which is about transformation, change, going with the ebb and flow of life, and shared resources, getting deeper with relationships, all these things that are basically about truth and meaning. So whatever new beginnings you set off there for the past 6 months, it can be a culmination with that. Also freeing yourself too from perhaps some bondages and attachments, which has been, I would say, the primary energy of Pluto transiting this 8th house for a very long time now. And I emphasize that because this full moon is happening within a conjunction of Pluto. So that those attachments, those things that you're hopefully continuing to release and rejuvenate and refresh in your life is aware. You're aware of that now during this full moon time period. So seeing those things, and I think with the energy quite high this week, putting in any energy to again free up that area of your life and to create change in that area of your life so that it is more meaningful and more fulfilling for you, I think is a great way to look at this full moon energy. So that's midweek around Wednesday. It's also a culmination too, by the way, of perhaps some new things you've started with your goals, ambitions, or the material side of life, maybe your values, your finances, the things you enjoy in life, the simple pleasures, just overall things you value since that new moon took place here 2 weeks ago, right on the cusp between your first and your second house. So it can also be a culmination of that. But coming into this week, we've got Venus trining up to Uranus while she conjuncts up to Jupiter. Very nice aspect. This conjunction will be exact all the way through Thursday, and then Monday this trine will be exact. So here there's been hopefully a lot of opportunities for you to expand your horizons, especially relating to the communication side of things, to do some of that learning, writing, communicating, sharing, one-on-one connections in terms of sharing information with others. This has been Jupiter transiting that third house. And now with this conjunction with Venus, I think you can continue to enjoy that quite a bit. I think this trine up to Uranus means you can definitely mix up the way you're thinking about things, the way you're communicating things perhaps, and find that freedom that is available there. That's particularly on Monday. And with this conjunction in particular, this is really enjoying a lot of aspects about you. Venus is your ruler. So here there's just overall optimism. There's overall expansion and possibilities in the air for you. Also relating to the day-to-day work environment, which I think you can, there can be opportunities through that. I say that because Venus rules your 6th. And I think you can also enjoy these deeper things in life with Jupiter ruling that, with Venus, Jupiter ruling the 8th house, and also perhaps even enjoy friends, community-related things, and giving and contributing, which is really what Uranus has been showing you from that 11th house. And this is something I think in the early part of the week will be important, is how to give, contribute, focus on helping and being a part of something larger than self, a cause, if you will. All of that I think you'll find very freeing, very liberating, and enjoying these things even more once you unlock that Uranus in the 11th house, so to speak. So that's the early part of the week. Then on Wednesday, we have that full moon. Energies will be peaking around then. Then Wednesday through Thursday, this later part, we've got the sun trining up to Neptune, which is all part of this full moon energy as well, signifying that there is a flow and trust now. And I think there's been perhaps some things you've learned about that, or now there's just, this, easy energy for faith, to have trust in the area relating to the material side of things, which again can be financial or material or anything that is of your values. That's Neptune trining the sun. That can mean perhaps some things coming in there, some opportunities with that. But again, this is just simply a good, relaxing, tranquil, and trust energy that is available with the simple pleasures of life. So that's the Wednesday, Thursday. Also, during that time, Mars will be squaring up to the North Node, emphasizing this life path energy this year of your self-expression. The North Node transiting your 5th means that this year is about you expressing yourself, you creating, you finding out what you're really passionate about, how to incorporate that into your overall life experience. And I think this week, putting in constructive hard work energy, which is, of course, Mars. It's just short-term bursts of energy into fun, joyfulness, playfulness, creativity, self-expression, even small businesses, or spending time with your children, even for those of you who have children in your life. But anything that invokes the playful spirit of life or creative spirit, I think can be very constructive for this middle to later part of the week. Now on Thursday, Mercury will be sextiling up to Uranus, which is actually Mercury will be forming a lot of aspects all the way this second half of the week. So here with Uranus, mixing things up with the way you think about things, the way you think about yourself perhaps, which is Mercury in the first house, the way you think about your values, again with the finances, material elements, things like this, and also changing the way you express yourself. Communicate and express yourself and create things. That's Mercury ruling your fifth house. So this opportunity for that, which will be quite nice, really shifting your perspective on things, again coming from that giving energy from the 11th. And then on Friday, Mercury squaring up to Chiron is a reminder that with all this stuff that perhaps you're reflecting on right now with the career stuff or work stuff or public related matters, which has been about learning to trust and flow and go in that direction, which however the river is guiding you, so to speak, however God is guiding you, that can be very healing there. Okay, so that constructive energy towards, I think, work this week, but in a way that you're learning more about this faith and trust and all of that stuff. I think you'll find very healing this middle part of the week. Now, Friday and Saturday, and pretty much this whole weekend, Mercury will be forming a few aspects. Two, and it's involving the same area. Mercury will be sextiling up to this conjunction, sextiling Jupiter and Venus here in the third house. So I think there are, especially over this weekend, some things that can definitely be learned about your communications, about the way you think about things, and all these values and things that are shifting and changing and coming in. Learning more about routine, learning more about transformation and change, learning more about giving and contributing, which is all of this Jupiter-Venus energy in the third. I think you can find all of that very understandable. Mercury, that practical planet of understanding, you can really conceptualize it, understand these things, and move forward from that direction. So that's the weekend. Also on the weekend, Saturday and Sunday, Saturn will be transiting houses, going retrograde back into your sixth house. So for those of you who've been over the past few years putting in the hard work and discipline with your health, diet, routine, regiment, things like that, even developing crafts or your work environment, Saturn's now going back into your sixth house for a couple months to help you put in that hard work and discipline in that area and perhaps restructure a few other things there to finish up those foundations for the rest of this whole cycle of Saturn, which is a 30-year cycle. He only goes into a house once every 30 years. So he's going back in there where he's been for the past few years to finish up and restructure things. So I'd really recommend, especially next week though, putting in that hard work and discipline with everything relating to your growth, your self-improvement, health, things like that. So Taurus, have a nice week. If you have any questions, please let me know, and I will talk to you all next time. Take care.